Hi, I'm Norm DeLaura with Freedom Mortgage. I'm here with Dorian Famiglietti of Kahan Kerensky Capposella, and also Vincent of Remax east of the river. The question, Dorian, is what do you do about property lines when it comes to like trees hanging over? You want to trim the trees, you want to take down a tree. There's debris that's against your property. How do I figure all that stuff out as what I can do and what are my options?
Well, the general law in Connecticut with regard to trees and whether or not you can trim them is that even if the tree is not on your property, if the roots or the branches are overhanging onto your property, you can trim them up to the property line. You don't want to be too aggressive, because if you damage the tree and kill it, and the trunk isn't on your property line, it really wasn't yours to kill. And there is actually a statute that can penalize you and provide damages for that. I think it says that if it's a Christmas tree that could be sold, you could pay up to 5 times as much. Most other trees are just 3 times the value. But if you were able to prove to the court that it was an innocent mistake, you thought it was your tree all along, they might just tag you for the face value of the tree. But you want to know where your property line is. That's kind of important, so you can figure how much you can trim, if it's your tree or not.
How do I do that?
Well, to find your property line, often, especially in newer subdivisions, the corners will be pinned. So if you have a survey, if there's a subdivision plan on your property, which would be on file with the town, it'll have a notation if the property corners are meant to be pinned. You can go out and you kind of get an idea where your property line is. You'll have to do a little bit of a diligent research to find it, because they're not sticking up too high out of the ground. There could be some debris, some leaves, if it's winter and there's snow. So you'll have to do some digging around to try and find them. But if you have a general idea where the corners are, that's a good place to start looking. If you can't find it just visibly with your naked eye, then you could try a metal detector. If you still can't find it, and you have reason to believe they're there. Now, some of these older lots don't have any pins in the corners. But if you still can't find it, you could hire a local land surveyor. They could come out, and they've got the equipment in order to find it pretty quickly for you.
Now, Vinny, when it comes to say you got a buyer that's looking at a property, but there's a bunch of trees overhanging, they look like they're gonna die, and the client's like, what, these things have to be trimmed, and they're talking to the seller about that. How do you get that resolved?
Everything is wide open for negotiation at that point. I think that the price of taking down trees, it's not like you can just jump out there with a chainsaw and do it for $25. Some of these trees come down, it's $1,000 and $5,000, sure. As a matter of fact, I had a listing where there was a tree and it was slowly kind of decaying and limbs are coming down, and he had a price to take it down. I think it was around $9,000, and it was a massive tree. But this is something that really needs to be looked at, because certainly you don't want to buy a property and then next thing you know, the tree is DOA, and then it's your money. Yeah, sure. So we try to look at the properties closely, as close as we can. Certainly in a summer season or a spring season, you can kind of tell where the tree is going. It's a little bit harder to determine in the winter, when you may not even be looking at the tree.
Yeah. And if you do have a dead or decaying tree, general rules of negligence apply. So whoever owns that tree could have some liability. Sure. They have to exercise reasonable care to make sure that no one's going to be unreasonably hurt. So if they know that the tree is dying, or should know, because of a reasonable inspection, and they had an opportunity to do that, and then it does fall and hurt someone on their property or on the adjacent property, they could have some liabilities there. Yeah.
Now, the last few months, years, we had some tremendous storms, so those have been the best tests for weak trees. If they're weak, they're gone.
Hopefully they're gone by now.
Well, thanks for those tips. For more information, you can go to kkc-law.com. VincentDiana.com or ReadySetLoan.com, and like us on our Facebook pages. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Thanks.